Hey guys, Veena Minerva here. Tonight I've got a little bit more of a serious video for you. It's about my internet stalker. You need a little background to understand what's going on. As many of you on Zalera know, I'm a crafter and I buy and sell things on the market board and undercut the living crap out of people. You got to do that. If you don't undercut, you don't sell. Well, several weeks back, I was in a war in the airship market, material market, with this player named Leroy Starks. And we went at it for several hours. We brought the price of airship mats down to about 600 gil. And then after that, the war spread into other markets. This is all on a post that I put in the Zalera subforums. If you want to go over there, now actually I'll read it for you tonight. And there's a reason for that, because the post, I think, might get removed, and that's going to be in the context of what I'm about to tell you now. So I've been getting traffic on a video that contains comments of his insane psychotic rants and vulgar abuse. And I've been indirectly directing people to the comment section so that they could see exactly who Leroy Stark is. And what I've found over the past couple of days, by accident, quite frankly, someone told me that they couldn't see the comments, and I couldn't figure it out because I could see them. But then I looked at it on my mobile device this morning, and as I was looking, I saw the comments disappear. First I could see 3, then I could see 2, then I couldn't see any of them. And I just I thought about it for a while today, and I think I know what's going on. I could be wrong, but what's going on is someone is flagging the comments, which later gets picked up by Google's algorithm that looks for those flags, and based on what they're flagged for, makes a decision whether to display them or not display them. So if I were to make a guess, I think that what's happening is he's trying to cover his tracks because he doesn't want anyone to see those comments because they're pretty damning. And I'll let you make your own decisions, but I'm going to read those tonight. As you can see, I'm in my YouTube video manager where they're preserved for all eternity, and I'm going to share those with you. Now, the video that he chose to comment on is interesting. This is Aaron Lockhart, which is an in-game friend. All of the correspondence between us happens there. Now, after one of my later comments, there was a party finder up from Aaron asking me to remove the video with her in it. Now, I didn't respond to that in the game at all. I responded to that request in my comments, and you're going to see what happens there as Leroy Stark lies about what actually happened. So let's get into this. So for those of you who've been wondering who he is and what he really is when you're not talking to him directly, here we go. So I log in one day. I don't check this channel often because I don't do videos often, and I see he didn't have this avatar here before, but he calls himself King Asshole, and he wrote, "He lies and cheats people, avoid him at all cost." And a couple weeks later, I actually log in to my YouTube account and see it, and here's my response. "Hello guys, this is a player named Leroy Starks on my server that I've had to call a GM on twice for putting up slanderous party finders, by now 4 times, coming to my house in Gradania and harassing me there, and in Yell, Shout, and in other areas after we had a short-lived war on a market board. Now he sees fit to create a sock YouTube account and continue his behavior in this medium. Now, to address this claim, on his channel I've already provided recordings of transactions of services I've provided to players in the past. My track record since then and now is unimpeachable." I'm going, before I continue reading this, so what he's doing here is he's trying to destroy my reputation that I built up over the years, and it's going to be difficult for him to do that because all of the crafters and people who I buy and sell from know that I'm dependable and have a 100% perfect track record of dependability, so I'm not really worried about that. But the point is personal accountability for his despicable behavior. So continuing, I will propose the following challenge to Russell. That was the screen name that he was using on this avatar at the time before he changed it to King Asshole. Leroy Starks, if your claim is true, you should be able to take it to Square Enix customer support and report me for cheating other players and defrauding them, since that would be against the TOS. So I will give you this challenge. Put in a support ticket and issue your claim. Then go to the official forums and post it there as well. Once you do, I will respond to your post on the official forums requesting the GM investigate, and should it be true, permanently ban my account. However, should your claims be false, take appropriate action for your third and continuing acts of harassment. What do you say? Let's do this. And this is as a guy in my link shell, very August member. Veena is a good guy who helps a lot of people. I appreciate that, but let's take that as a little bit of lip service because we are in the same group. I am sure Leroy will never take up the offer that was made here. Easy to be tough behind a computer screen. Here's my response. Well, not a response, but a follow-up to my first comment. Let's be clear about my intent. If Leroy's claims are true and I am a scoundrel that cheats players, that information should be brought to light, made public, and I should be punished and ostracized by the Final Fantasy XIV community. However, should those claims be made up slander, Leroy should be held to account by both Square Enix and the community, as that kind of behavior is not acceptable in any context. His response: okay, remember I was in that LS that you made and that you told us to force certain people off the server by not letting them sell anything on the market board. Also, you and your friend can talk shit me all you want. I only troll people that deserve it. Now, as for the me helping people in game, I help a lot of people, but I will not help anyone that was in that LS that thought that POS Veena was cool attacking new crafters on the market board. I'm going to put a correction in here. I didn't ask anyone to force people off the server, but out of certain markets. So if we were selling, item X and we had competition, force them out. That's a very common market strategy. Anyway, his second comment: I didn't get so mad. I was buying your stuff off the market board and undercutting myself like you were. Okay? My response: Leroy, you publicly claim that I engage in cheating players, hence breaking the terms of service, and should be avoided at all costs. I am sure you agree that this is a serious accusation and should be addressed. Square Enix customer support takes cases like this and others, such as harassment, very seriously. So what you need to do, again, is go to the official forums where we can engage the community and Square Enix to resolve the situation. I'm looking forward to your post there, and specifically your claim as you have posted here. He lies and cheats people. Avoid him at all costs. Now, about the link shell. I invite anyone happening to read these comments to join us in the discussion. The members of the link shell, all of us, engage competitively in economic warfare with the intent of selling our products. This activity, since it is competitive, involves strategies such as undercutting prices, forcing people out of markets, not the server, flipping items, and so forth. These are the basics of competitive play in any economy, in this game, any other game, or in real life. Do you contest the above? If so, give a detailed rejoinder and we can discuss these points. Now I will address this. You and your friend can shit talk me all you want. I only troll people that deserve it. Objectively stating what you have done over the past several weeks is not shit talking. You have in fact harassed me by abusing party finder comments, hunted me down at my house, then repeatedly slapped me and used other emotes, and verbally abused me and yelled and shout. Do you dispute this? Further, despite your behavior, I have not returned to you any of the unjustified abuse that you have visited upon me in any manner or form. Let's go further, Leroy. After my first GM call, which saw the end of your use of the party finder, communication channels, and hunting me down in person to deal abuse, instead of ceasing your actions, you then began creating retainers with abusive names, Remember V-douche was selling a Leroy Stark signed item in the high mithrite ingot market right below my ingots? Let the reader glean from the information above some insight about who I am and who you are, and feel free to pose questions as I am more than ready to answer them. In ending, yes, I have advised the crafters in the link shell to drive other players out of markets, while at the same time they try to drive us out. Sometimes we win, sometimes we lose, but whatever happens, we usually make a profit. If you believe that market competition should not be conducted like this, but instead in some other manner, I am ready to hear any proposals you might have. However, I will not tolerate unwarranted slander, abuse, and lies, to which I now hold you to account. I've laid my case and look forward to seeing your case against me on the main forums, where they can be carefully examined and scrutinized, and all findings recorded by the Final Fantasy XIV community. He responds, LOL, no GM has ever talked to me about you and no one cares, so I'm in game, I slap you, get over it, kid, and NetLS said I want these people off the server or to quit playing the game. I never said anything of the sort. So kid, you think because a retainer sells stuff I make, it's mine, I was giving the stuff. Understand, it's difficult to read this, just so people would undercut you. So keep saying you're a good guy, but a lot of players don't like you, and there's a reason for that. You can buy everyone's friendship. That's interesting, since I've never given out gil to anyone. Veena Minerva, continuing to the next comment. Veena Minerva, you went and found everything I was selling on a market board and made or paid someone to give it to you, just to undercut me. Every item I had, the market board, you undercut me just to make sure I didn't sell anything. So after that, yes, I tried asking you nicely, why did that you stayed in your house hiding and didn't answer me? I'm done on here reading your stupid crap. Also, Aaron Lockhart wants this video removed. It was in Party Finder today, in case, one word, you missed that. And I respond, nope, I have never requested or paid anyone to do anything of the sort. Leroy, when I go to war with anyone on a market board, I do so myself. Every crafter on the server knows this, and has for years, because that is my long-standing, consistent pattern of behavior. You see, Leroy, there is something you need to understand. Our behavior over time allows people to gauge what kind of people we are. When people from our server who have interacted with us over the years read these comments, they know that me and you are very different when it comes to personal integrity and honesty. Now you went and found everything I was selling on a market board and made or paid someone to give it to you just to undercut me. When I say that I have not done anything of the sort, and I have not, this carries weight, because I have an unbroken track record of being forthright and above board with everyone I interact with. You do not. I do find it interesting that this has happened to you. I suspect that one of the 60 or more people that have come to this video and read the comments since last night decided to take you on, though I had no part in that. It does lead me to this thought. Isn't it interesting that our actions have consequences? I tried asking you nicely why you did that. You stayed in your house hiding and didn't answer me. When I am in my house crafting with my busy flag on, how would I know you or anyone else is trying to contact me? That would require me to be psychic. And in any case, you're on my blacklist, and there you shall remain because you have earned your place there. I'm done on here reading your stupid crap. What you're actually tired of is me exposing the truth of the matter and telling everyone what you have done because it makes you look bad. Aaron Lockhart wants this video removed. It was in Party Finder today, in case you missed that. I am aware that Aaron Lockhart is one of your friends. I find it interesting that after I've revealed what you have done, there is suddenly a call to remove the video, and conveniently, this comment section. I have a question for you. What's a good way of determining of when the truth has been told? Answer: when someone demands it be hidden. Anyway, about Aaron's request, I declined. This video stays. While I have nothing against Aaron, the gameplay footage in the video does not reveal any of Aaron's personally identifiable information, or likewise, that would warrant me honor such a request. It is gameplay footage that contains a character she uses in the game that is the intellectual property of Square Enix, not you or her. Visitors to these comments, please leave your thoughts below. What do you think of me? What do you think of Leroy? Share your experiences of dealing with us and your opinions below. Share the link to the video with others and let's have discussion. King Asshole replies, okay kid, whatever you say, but you're mad while you are mad at me for disrespecting you. Another pallet ask you to remove a video of them and you tell them to fuck off. Yeah, you are a stand-up guy, ellipsis. Also, thank you for this. I have gotten so many friend requests from this of people who don't like you or what you do on the server. I reply, go to the Zalera forum on the official forums and post your thoughts there. If you'd like, direct them to this video where they can read the comment section and weigh in. Now, this is missing my response to his claim that I told her to fuck off. Oh, actually it's down there, so I'll get to that. And I give him a link to the post on Zalera, which I'll get to after this. So, continuing after the link to his next comment, no, I'm not while you are, again, a dickhead who is trying to force players off the server, but you hide behind just doing it to make money. Why, letter Y, will you not do what another player asks instead of telling her to fuck off? He has that in quotes, as if I actually told her to fuck off. A good guy would respect her wishes about her character. So I'll say it again, avoid Veena. He is the worst two-faced player you will come across. In my response, I told her to F off. You sure about that? Since it directly conflicts with what actually happened, which is me not having sent her a tell or any other form of communication at all. As with everything else I've said thus far, I stand by that claim, and I'll stake my account on that claim. Are you willing to take a similar stake on the veracity of the things you said? Refer to my previous comments regarding why this video will remain here. I will have no further exchanges with you, sir. You have demonstrated here that you are vulgar, are devoid of honor or decency, and dishonest. I have a very good idea of what kind of person you are, and will have nothing further to do with you except for on the official forums. But those who lack integrity and know when they are in the wrong flee from the light because they know it will be their undoing. And his final response, yeah, kid, I see you avoid answering certain questions. Well, actually what I did was I enumerated every question that he had above and answered them. And the forum, funny why that is. And don't call me out when you wear a mask in that videos, or my character when you talk hate in LS about other players. Okay, so there's the thread. Please make of that what you will, and if you'd like to comment, please do so. Hopefully they won't get flagged by certain individuals and hidden. You might choose to respond to this video, which might fare a little bit better. But let's go to the official forums where I've posted about this. If you haven't seen it, I'll include a link in the description and you can go read it, or you can listen to me give you the original post. You'll have to go there to read the responses though. The title of my post is on stalking, harassment, and character assassination. Hello Zalera, it's Veena. When I arrived home after another long week of work, I had no idea that I would be spending my time writing a post of this nature. This is going to be long. As many of you know, I am a career crafter, though I have been around since about a half year or so since 1.0 was closed. It was not until Heaven's Ward that I became a serious crafter and marketeer. A critical aspect of living your life on the market board is a garnering and maintenance of trust between yourself, customers, and suppliers. Players who cheat customers or involve themselves in shady deals will find eventually themselves unable to conduct business with anyone. Hence, it is of utmost importance anyone conducting business, and especially those who choose this facet of the game as their main activity, to be above board and honest at all times, as I have done. Several weeks ago, I was involved in a market board war that started in the airship repair material market. The war raged for 2 or 3 days with the mats. Let me read that again. The war raged for 2 or 3 days. I wrote that poorly. With the match reaching a low of about 700 gil per item. So we were at war for a few days, and the low point of the price was about 700 gil. It stretched into the Smithsonite ore, bringing the price of that down to 200 gil, continued into Astral Moraine, ravaging that price to 500 gil per. The flame spread into another market that I will not mention, since it will identify the subject of this post. And that market, by the way, is the Garden Pond market. That he had an uncontested stream of listings for 400,000 gil apiece that I went in there and undercut. My adversary in the struggle took the battle out of the context of the market board where it should have stayed and expanded into personal attacks, verbal abuse and yell and shout, hunting me down in hunting district and housing district to spam me with slap and laugh as I was minding my own business, putting up PFs with disparaging comments and creating retainers with personally abusive names such as Vidouche, and deployed them in my markets. Despite the persistent campaign of abuse and harassment, I have not returned any of it to him. I have, however, placed him on my blacklist and lodged several harassment complaints. The reason I am posting here today is he has decided to up the ante and attempt to destroy my credibility and reputation as a trustworthy provider of goods. Let me explain. I have a presence on a very popular site, which is YouTube, which I cannot name in this post since it would identify this person. On Friday night when I checked it, I found this comment on one of my content items. He lies and cheats people, avoid him at all cost. I responded with this challenge. Take the accusation to the official forums. Defrauding other players is a game Square Enix customer support does not play, and will deliver the banhammer harder than a tombstone pile driver. Once he'd posted the accusation, I would respond and offer my account for immediate and permanent closure should customer support find the claims to be true, partially or in whole. People do not like being cheated or defrauded. When you do so, they tend to report you, and those reports go into your account history. Any such activity on my part would almost certainly reside there. On the other hand, should it be found that his claims are complete fabrications, I would only ask that action in alignment with Square's policies regarding harassment be applied to him, and nothing beyond that. Not surprisingly, no such post from him has yet appeared on a general discussion forum or here in his Zalera forum, though he continues to repeat his claims of underhanded activity on my part. So I bring this to you, the community, and my challenge to him is still stands. If I have cheated you in a business transaction in any way, please post about it here. Now, since you're watching my YouTube video, you can now go to the Zalera forum, and if I've cheated you, post it there. On the other hand, if you have had positive experiences doing business with me, a comment from you would be very much appreciated. Please understand that though this matter may seem trivial, I am a career crafter. Everything I've built and worked for depends on my reputation. Accordingly, I am obligated to hold myself to the highest standards in business conduct to build that reputation and defend it against the attacks of those who do not need to worry about being held personally accountable for their actions. I have taken much of your time. If you've read this far, you have my sincere thanks. P.S. If you find the content I'm referring to, please do not refer to it on these forums, as that would be against the TOS. So now that you're watching this YouTube video, please don't go to the Zalera forums and post a link to the video, because that would be against the TOS, and it would get, at the very minimum, it's going to get you a suspension. So yeah, don't do that. So there you got it. That's Leroy Starks, and you make your own opinion about him. This is what's going on. And since the comments are going to disappear for whatever reason, and I think I know why they're disappearing, no, I'm not going to play that game, Leroy. You're going to be held accountable for the terrible things that you're doing. I'm going to make sure that people know what's up. And to the other crafters on Zalera, You know, I know that when you get undercut, it sucks. You know, I get undercut too, and I can't sell my stuff at times, and it sucks. But it is a competition. And just like a sport or business in real life or any other medium where you have multiple people in different groups going after the same reward, it's competitive. I will tell you this, however. If you're interested in joining the link shell, and you'll soon discover that we're not elitists. We're just a bunch of regular crafters who get several hours on weekdays and a lot more on the weekends to do stuff on the market board, with a couple of exceptions. Then get in touch with me. Leave a comment, since I have my busy flag on all the time. And if you want to join the link shell and you're sincere about that, I will think about any applications before actually letting you in. Feel free to do that. The more the merrier. And we can cooperate with each other instead of undercutting each other all the time. Though undercutting is a necessary component of participating in the economy. So there you go, YouTube. Now I gotta get myself ready for work tomorrow. So talk to you later and have fun in game.